South Florida today on NBC6 HD.
There are thousands of people suffering from hair loss. Is there anything you can do? Well, Dr. Alan Bauman, a Boca doctor, says yes. He's at the forefront of the latest advances in hair loss, and he joins us here today. Dr. Bauman, welcome back.
Thanks, Trina. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, there are so many things happening in this area. At first, it was one of those things where people just threw up their hands and gave up.
Sure. Now there's some brand new technology that's just become available for hair loss and for hair restoration, and it's an exciting time in the field, no doubt about it.
But what if you don't really want to be cut? You don't want a scalpel. You want something that's minimally invasive. Is there any way to get the same results?
Absolutely, Trina. I mean, the Cadillac of hair transplants today is called the NeoGraft. And the NeoGraft is a device that allows us to pluck individual follicles from the back of the scalp, ready for implantation. So no scalpel, no stitches, and no linear scar.
Wow, that is amazing.
It's great technology and very little downtime and a lot less discomfort.
And for women in particular, because that was one of the things it seems like the focus for years had just been on men.
True. For many years, all you heard about through infomercials and commercials and hair transplant procedures and treatments was all about the men. But today we've got breaking news. There's been a new FDA-cleared device specifically for women who have hereditary hair loss.
And what is that device and how does it work?
Well, that device is another low-level laser therapy device. So low-level laser is the application of light energy to the scalp that makes your existing follicles perform better.
Wow.
So thicker, stronger, healthier.
Okay, and you brought Liz along because you've done some actual surgery on her that's made a difference in her life.
Correct. Switching gears a little bit into the more invasive technologies, Liz is a hair transplant patient of ours. She's had her hairline lowered and restored using a hair transplant procedure, as well as her eyebrows. And so she's fresh post-op. Liz, you want to show us the hairline? So this is what a hair transplant looks like in the immediate healing phase. So these areas right in through here still have some stubble that's residual from the transplant, and that's going to clear up in the next few days. And then the transplanted hair is going to kick in and grow and live forever.
Tell me exactly how you did this, if you don't mind keeping your hair up, Liz.
Sure. Well, Liz has good quality hair in the sides and the back of the scalp. That's where we harvest the hair from. And then we implant those follicles one at a time into the hairline, into this area. And so initially you'll see the crusting and the scabbing for the first few days. And then what you have left is just a little bit of stubble. Then the stubble disappears, and the transplants start to kick in and grow in about 6 weeks.
That's amazing. Now, she told me that also she had her eyebrows done.
That's right. Same day. You can see a little bit of redness, a little bit of residual stubble right in the eyebrow area. She had some thinning in the eyebrow location, and we put the hair to give that three-dimensional look to those areas which were very flat, obviously.
And years ago, I mean, it was like, I don't know, somebody cutting glass into your head when you got these kind of procedures. It was pretty painful, and the look wasn't always that great afterwards.
Correct. I mean, most people think of hair transplants as pluggy or painful, and certainly we've come light years since that. Those are technologies and techniques that were used back in the 70s, 80s, even the early 90s. But today, transplants are painless. They can be done undetectably with a wavy, randomized hairline. And we even have some other newer devices to pull hair from the back of the scalp so there's no linear scar.
Wow. What does something like this cost?
Okay, hair transplant procedures typically range about $10,000 to $20,000 per session. Eyebrows, if you're just doing the eyebrows, about $4,000.
Okay. Now, for example, okay, she needed hair put in, but let's say you're just like having a little bit of thinning, or your hair isn't as thick or as healthy. You have ways to deal with that as well.
Sure. As a board-certified hair restoration physician, it's all about multi-therapy. So that means protecting the hair that you have, and if necessary, restoring the hair that you've lost. So if you have a hereditary hair loss problem and the hair is thinning out over time, we want to protect that hair. So for women, that might be minoxidil or the laser therapy that I mentioned. For men, it would be Propecia pills and minoxidil or laser. And then to restore, transplants.
So you can actually do laser at home, and I think you brought one of those little gizmos in here before.
Absolutely. Handheld laser devices are all the rage right now. You can do the treatments in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to come to the office to do the treatments. and you can get the same results.
Does anybody have to be bald anymore?
You don't have to be. I mean, it's optional, Trina. You know, you can make that choice at a very early stage and protect the hair that you have. Or if you decide later on you want to have the hair, we can do that too.
Fantastic. Well, Liz, thank you. Dr. Bauman, thank you. Tell us how we can find you if somebody wants your services, maybe needs some hair restoration.
Right. Well, we're physically located in Boca Raton, but obviously you can find us on the web at baumanmedical.com.
And your phone number?
561-394-0024.
Dr. Bauman, thank you so much.
You're welcome.